August 10, 2025, at precisely 3:25 p.m., Russian commanders convened at an underground table in Kherson, mapping out a fresh deployment. They felt secure below the surface. Simultaneously, an F-16 was primed for launch on the runway. The meeting unfolded smoothly. No breaches were detected in the system's defenses. Yet this secret command site had been under Ukrainian surveillance for months. The facility's antenna arrays and communication nodes had been meticulously charted. Entry and exit routes and nearby supply caches were fully analyzed. Russian officers were unaware they were compromised. Soon, a lone F-16 would release two 454-kg JDAM-ER bombs into the subterranean HQ holding 25 senior Russian officials. This strike was no simple fire-and-forget operation. It demanded a long, low-altitude approach, millimeter-precise course corrections to dodge radar, a calculated timing window avoiding direct radar lines, and a short pop-up climb. At the critical moment, the terminal segment of the F-16's flight plan had reached 68 km east of the Kherson Underground Command Center. The Ukrainian Air Force was fully prepared. A single F-16 was tasked with the mission. No escort was provided. Only decoy UAVs and surveillance drones were deployed in synchrony. The F-16 operated from a mobile base. The auxiliary runway sufficed. Pre-flight procedures concluded at 14:57. Two GBU-62 JDAM-ERs were secured to the wing stations on the mobile tarmac. A delayed fuse was configured in the tail, and a chaff pod mounted beneath the fuselage. Two AEM-120s remained on the wingtips, alongside an AN/ALR-56M threat receiver and AL-50 towed decoy cassette on the fuselage rails. Flight range and safety margins were increased with two 370-gallon external tanks. WGS-84 coordinates, the GPS-INS guidance profile, and TOS parameters were uploaded. The pilot's briefing stressed low-altitude flight. He was ordered to maintain 50 Mach 60 miles. Radar horizons are line-of-sight limited. Even high-powered S-300-400 radars only detect such targets over flat terrain at 25-30 km due to Earth's curvature. Flying at this low altitude, the F-16 could remain unseen until entering the JDAM-ER standoff range, managing the radar's brief activation window with jamming, maneuvers, and decoys. At 15:03, afterburner ignited. The aircraft lifted, gear retracted, and the pilot descended to 50-60 meters in a nap of the Earth profile. Yet this was no simple hide-and-seek. Flying low forced the flight computer to constantly adjust wing load and thrust with every vibration, also increasing risk of ingesting debris that could harm the engine. Hence, the path was carefully plotted through a clean corridor derived from prior satellite imagery. Surveillance drones hovered beyond the secure border, monitoring the facility's patterns. Antennas rotated, service doors opened and closed, signs of a meeting inside. The most delicate point wasn't the approach. It was the pop-up climb needed for the bombs to gain range, as the aircraft would rise above radar horizon and risk detection by Russian illuminators. The decoy suite activated at 15:18. Several UAVs broadcast intermittent false signals, cluttering radar tables, while others left optical trails. Noise was added to confuse operators. The aim: make the radar ask, "Where is the F-16?" for a few seconds. At 15:21, the ALR-56M registered its first paint warning. Illumination came from the northeast. The pilot executed a beam maneuver, flying perpendicular to radar to obscure Doppler signals. ALQ-131 emitted broadband noise. Burn-through followed. A SAM launch warning appeared. The ALE-50 decoy was deployed, speed reduced, turn radius widened, braking missile lead. Seconds later, The missile pursuing the decoy fizzled at long range. The initial defense failed. For the attacker, it was time to pop up, as radar would reacquire and open a second firing window at 15:22. The F-16 climbed at 35 to 40 degrees to roughly 2,000 meters. Energizing the wing kit to extend JDAM-ER glide range. Higher and faster, bomb separation pushed release points kilometers back, reducing exposure to radar. The delayed fuse was set to 1.1 seconds. Each 454-kilo JDAM carried immense explosive force. Its tail-guided ER wing kit maintained course under GNSS interference. The wings glided it forward. Terminal phase detonation occurred underground. Considering altitude and approach, why a delayed fuse? The target was underground. The detonation needed to penetrate the ventilation shaft, compressing air violently. The top plate collapsed, corridors were crushed by shockwave, and electrical ventilation infrastructure was disabled. Defenders saw a minor surface scar, but massive internal devastation. The Russian commanders continued their meeting unaware. The underground HQ had 3 gallery levels. Surface structures only concealed it. Antennas above ground were vulnerable. As the first JDAM-ER released, INS locked, GPS keys open. The second bomb followed milliseconds later. The aircraft dove nose down, glided back to 50-60 meter, and egressed. Ukrainian intelligence tracked signals for weeks. Satellite imagery correlated with movements. Signal analysis revealed meeting times. F-16 mission execution was precise. Pod imaging acquired the target moments before impact. The JDAM-ER transitioned to independent glide. The command to unfold its wings fired off in mere moments now. GPS guidance aligned perfectly with the advanced mission systems. The weapon descended at a 40-degree arc toward the outer roof cover. Contact with the exterior took place once each air sequence completed. Its piercing charge smashed into the deep concrete of the secret bunker where Russian officers hid at 1527. The first strike breached just meters from the base's main ventilation shaft line. Near the main ventilation shaft, pressure chambers collapsed. 25 personnel were inside, including the battalion commander, chief of staff, 3 ammunition officers, and 2 level planners. The first explosion scattered ammunition, shocking the command. Seconds later, the second bomb destroyed the ground floor. Support columns failed. Electrical systems went offline. No fire occurred, but internal walls crumbled. Personnel could not escape. The second gallery collapsed. Upper floor pressure cracked the ground slab. Interior walls shattered. Furniture, consoles, and maps were destroyed. The room swallowed the lower level. Russian officers endured the internal shock. Casualties totaled 25, collapsing the senior command echelon. Evacuation was impossible. The F-16 executed a low maneuver 6 seconds post-release. Radar signature suppressed. Aircraft landed on the mobile runway within 17 minutes. Pilot resumed radio communications post-mission. EW systems remained dormant. No rearming was necessary. F-16 returned to airspace. Headquarters loss triggered domino effects along the Kherson front line. Forward planning paused 8 hours. Artillery fire delayed. Supply headquarters could not authorize. Engineering halted. Drone flight approvals paused. Troops remained inactive without orders. Relocation stalled, transport frozen. Without a command center, the line failed. The F-16's bombs achieved all this precisely. JDAM-ERs produce strategic effects in selective strikes. Penetrating warheads destroy internally, not on the surface. Wing kits extend range. GPS guided with inertial backup, they hit targets accurately. They synchronize with pod imaging. Delayed fuses explode inside. Pressure remains trapped, waves fragmenting concrete, increasing casualties. Defenders can counter with deeper shelters. More shafts, redundant power, frequent radar, thicker air defense. But reinforcements create new weaknesses. Ventilation exits, power surfacing, fiber links must exist. Attackers exploit them. Yet failure is possible. Wind, GNSS weakness, incorrect DTM, faulty delay, or lost UAV tracking can disrupt the strike. Today's success may fail tomorrow. Backup targets, routes, and jamming. Mitigate risks. Operationally, a battalion's decision and supply node was severed at midday. Headquarters collapse halted frontline orders. Forward bases paused. Artillery lacked targeting. Minefield control suspended. Armored units awaited movement clearance. Recon drone flights delayed. Backup communication lines failed. The gap lasted 72 hours. Ukraine applied pressure on 8 fronts. Russian forces could not immediately respond. Backup personnel unready. Chain of command could not be re-established. The secondary headquarters was far away. Data moved manually. Coordination slowed. Frequencies conflicted. Frontline units fell into chaos. Duplicate orders targeted the same positions. Some batteries failed to fire. The F-16 caused this disruption with one strike. Flight lasted 20 minutes. 1 munition used. Ukraine standardized this mission. The F-16 launched from mobile runways, not fixed bases. Landing sites shifted mid-mission. Aircraft stayed 15 minutes on runway. 6 hours later, Olashki record logged. Satellite frames confirmed destruction. Images showed the central building fully destroyed. Hole diameter matched the munition. JDAM-ER profile traced. Fuse measured 1.1 seconds. Blast depth 3.2 m. Target collapsed internally. Same-day reports confirmed 25 casualties. Among them, 2 colonels, 4 lieutenant colonels, 3 engineering chiefs. Reports verified F-16 mission. F-16 sorties became deterrent. Flights invisible, impact undeniable. Radar unresponsive, EW insufficient. Ukraine disabled the system in one shot. Missions completed swiftly. Post-fire tracking, impossible. No trace, route, or signal existed. Only devastation. Psychological impact significant. Russian HQ discipline shifted. Structures moved deeper. Decision-making slowed. Officer visits decreased. Concealment prioritized. Coordination weakened. Communication delayed. Reaction time slowed. Defense reflexes declined. Ukraine gained advantage. JDAM-ERs imposed fear. One bomb dispersed a battalion. Target unidentifiable. Countermeasures failed. Trail lost. Radar blind. Pod imagery solved targeting. Shot fired immediately. Accuracy 100%. Tactical victory complete. F-16 mission structure redesigned post-attack. Mobile bases increased, fuel lines duplicated. Pod software updated. Mission computers produced faster solutions. Pilot training refreshed with tactical scenarios. Radar signature suppression prolonged. Targeting system synced. Firing delays optimized. Mission duration shortened. Signal interference mitigated. Jammer activated. Noise reduced. Pod transfer accelerated. Targeting time cut to 1.3 seconds. Delayed fuse sensitivity increased. Heat dispersion improved. GPS deviation minimized. Accuracy range narrowed. Ammo reliability enhanced. By firing JDAMs from F-16s. Ukraine broke not only the secret Kherson HQ, but also the Kremlin's backbone. Thank you for watching.